This is all about making the accordion card, as you've probably seen this before when I've given you a little bit of a demonstration of it. This accordion card is quite easy to make, and there's just a few things you're going to need in order for us to do this. So you'll have to go back to the hub, the resource library, and look for asset number 415, and that's going to be the accordion card. Now, we make this out of one sheet of 12 by 12 paper, but you're also going to need a sheet of paper for making greetings or other embellishments on those cards, because you don't want to have this card just sitting there blank. And you can see in the diagram here, I've got patterns, some images, and we're going to work on what we can do in that area in order to make this a really cute little card. Now, of course, you're going to need some glue, especially if you're going to glue on those embellishments, and maybe some pens to color or handwrite sayings. A pair of scissors goes without saying. So over in Design Space, what we're going to do is we're going to upload that template. Remember, it's asset 415. And I'm going to see if our Design Space will come up here. There we go. Now, we're going to start a new project. Let me just start that new project. There we go. I'm going to go click on upload, and I already have this one pre-uploaded. I'm just going to click on the ellipse here. It's called Accordion Card. Just going to click on it and we're going to add it to the canvas. Now, everything else we do in here, we're going to do it on our own. It came in as black, so I'm just going to click in the layers panel here. Just change the color maybe to a light yellow so it's easier to see. Also in the layers panel, right above the yellow accordion card, we have another area, and we're going to click on that. You'll see it turns red up here in operations. That means we're definitely going to click on score. And then of course we're going to come down here, bottom of the layers panel, and attach it. And that's so we don't forget to do anything. Now, when we're working with this card, there's a couple of things that you need to know. So I have put some pieces together here. This is the pattern pieces that will fit at the bottom, so we need something that's pretty plain. And then you can put images or any other thing that you've got cut out in those other areas. So let me just move this aside and we'll see what we've got here. I've written it down inside here so it's easy for you to see. As you can see, you can actually cut this on the Joy as well. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 images that we can work with in the big squares here. And then on the sides, we have patterns that we can put on the paper, or you could leave it blank. The big key here is deciding what you want to put in the middle, because these ones do not get folded. The images will remain flat, whereas the pattern paper, or whatever you decide to place here, there is a score line down the center of each of those. What we're going to do now is I'm just going to grab a shape here. I'm going to grab the square, and I'm just going to make it slightly smaller. I'm just going to bring it in so it's just a little bit smaller, and I'm just going to change this color to a dark gold so that we can see what's going on. Now, this is going to be the area, of course, where we want the image. I'm going to hold down the Alt key and click and just make 4 of those. And I don't know what your images will be at this point. Now, I'm going to also duplicate it because we want a pattern paper over on the other side. Now, you can cut this from a pattern paper, or you can make your own pattern right here using a print then cut. So let's just take this one. It's still a basic cut. Let's go down here. Sorry. Print then cut. I just want to show you a little thing here. And then I'm going to change this from color to pattern. And I have uploaded these patterns. There's a lot that come in just by themselves, something that we could print then cut. Some of them are pretty plain, but you can upload your own patterns in any way that you want. So you've got little hearts and things here, so I'm just going to click on it, and that gives me a pattern, and I can edit the pattern down here. Now it says scale 100. Look what happens when I come up here. I can make it bigger. Let me just change this number. Just going to use my arrow key to push it up and see what we get here. As you can see, you get a bigger pattern. You can rotate it, you can change the vertical. Okay, so I edited it. Perfect. So now I have my pattern paper that I'm actually going to do a print then cut on my own. But you can select something that you have. I'm just going to use our Alt key and drag the new one into position so I get the right number on the go here. And one more will go here. We can put the score lines in as well if you want. It's probably a good idea. So let me just grab my shape here. Let's grab a score line. And what we want to do is we want to rotate this 45 degrees. And I'm just going to bring that over here. I'll line it up here. Drag it down. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to click away. Yes, we have the score line, and that's going to be attached here. Now, the easiest thing would have been for me to put the score line in first and then duplicate all the way through. So let me just grab the score line, grab it from here, and I think that was our first square we put together. I'm going to shift click. Nope, it wasn't that one. Let's grab this one. There it is, and the score line. All right, I'm going to attach those. What I'm going to do now is I will get rid of these. Now, you don't have to have the score line, so you can keep these ones if you want, but I'm just going to get rid of these extra ones that we had because we've got the perfect one we want here. I'm going to hold my Alt key down and just bring these down to make sure I have enough copies. Remember, everything is attached, so it's a lot easier. Great. All right, so last thing is we want to have an image here. Now, we fold this card. It's not going to be straight up and down. It is going to be at a 45-degree angle. So we can either angle this and put something in place, or just cut something out and put it into place. So let me just grab this first one. I'm just going to take an Alt down here. I just want to show you what you can do with it. Change that to 45 degrees. So now you can see you can put some sort of image in here, make it a print then cut as well. So let's just go to our images and see what Design Space has, and we're just going to browse all images for now. Now I want to just click on free to see what we can get. There's not too much in the free portion. There are a couple little things. They got a Happy Valentine's, The Beach is Calling, It's a Beautiful Day to Leave Me Alone, Craftaholic. So you can have 4 different graphics inside here. Handmade with Love. Well, let's start with that one. Let's pick 4 different ones. Handmade with Love, Making All Things. Let's go with the purple one. It's got 2. And Eat, Sleep, Craft, Repeat. That's 3. And maybe a Let's Do This. Let's add those to the canvas. So we've got 4 of these coming up. Let's just click away, and let's just grab these one at a time, and then we're just going to fit them in. Just going to shrink it. Catch the edge of my mat here. There we go. It's a little bit big for what we want. Okay. Just Make sure we've got everything selected here. That looks really good. All right, let's just grab those. Oh, I just want this and this. Shift click, those two. I am going to flatten them. And that will be for one of my squares that I want. And I'm just going to take another one of these down here now, and I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. Let's take this next design. Let's just shrink it down so it fits. You can, just really wants to pick everything there. Let's just grab those two. Nope, I'm gonna have to grab these one at a time. And I can come up here to align and then hit center just to see how it goes. That's much better. Let's flatten that one. So now we have two. Let's grab this other one. Once again, we're just simply going to rotate 45 degrees. I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to make this smaller. Maybe a little bit smaller yet. Let's just grab the two here. Oh, I keep forgetting that I have to do that. Okay, grab this one, shift and grab this one. All right, I'm going to align, center, and then I'm going to flatten. So I've got three different sayings that'll go on here. Let's grab this last one and let's rotate it 45. And grab this. Looks like it'll be small enough. Okay, that one. Remember, it is shift click on this one. Align, center. Oh, that doesn't work at all. Don't like that line center. Just gonna have to drag it down manually. Okay, so this one, shift this one. Let's flatten it. And now we have four different print and cut things that will fit through here. We also have these set up as print then cut as well. And I have an extra piece here. I'm just going to delete it. So we're going to have a bunch of print then cut. Now it depends on you on exactly how you want to do these and what kind of paper you want to have these on. I recommend a 32-pound bright white paper to have these print and ready for your cutting machines. Okay, let's just save this. And this is a Accordion card with images. And I'm just going to put it into my card collection and save it. Perfect. All right, let's go over here now and let's make it. As you can see, it's just put in two. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3. Wonder if I could get those two cut out each one. I wonder if I could put more than one. I'm just going to leave it as is. So I've got 1, 2 print then cut, 3 print then cut pages. So that's okay. We'll get those done. And remember, 32-pound bond. And then on this one, we just simply have our score lines and the outline of the card. So it looks like we're good to go. I'm just going to click on Make It. Now, if you're using a Maker or an Explorer or a Joy, it doesn't matter. You should be able to do most of it on any machine except the print then cut because it goes a lot wider. All right, we're going to go with the medium card stock for our basic cut here. It will be the same thing for each one. You're going to need your scoring wheel and then your fine point blade. And we're going to start putting this together. Now, I didn't print then cut anything except a pattern piece here. And I have this red one that I put together. Now, we can either fold this ahead of time or after. I prefer to fold this ahead of time because the folds here are a little bit different. You'll see how those flat surfaces with the image is going to be that way, and then the two edges are going to come in on the outside and going in on the other side, so that becomes, let's see, so this one in the middle, we're going to fold it this way. All right, and I'm going to just use my scraper tool and just make it a nice crease. So we know we are going that way, so that matches this. Now these ones are going to go in the opposite direction. Perfect. It's going to go in the opposite direction, and this one is going to go in the opposite direction. Now we have these outside folds ready. Now we have other folds that are in here as well because we want these flat. So if you'll take a note, when this one comes out, we've got the two folds that come up and the rest of them going in the opposite direction. So this one came up, these ones will go down. So that one goes down, and this one goes down. So now when you fold this one, it's going to be a lot easier. As you can see, it'll come up the way you want it. And that's exactly what you want. You want this to be able to fold in that way. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. This one is up, so these ones will be down. Just to make sure it folds in properly. Just going to push it in and make it that diamond shape. So now we have these parts that are all ready to go. Now, as I said, you want to go in the opposite direction. So this is down, so we know these ones will be up. And if you make sure you fold it in that same direction, you'll be good to go, because you start with those biases. You may have to go back on the video and just watch the other parts of it. So now we are ready to go. We've got these ones that fold in like this, and now this one will automatically fold in as well. And you can give this an extra smoosh just to make sure it's going to pop up on us. Now we are ready to glue other things on if we want. I'm going to use this Barely glue. It's a precision glue. See if I can get the cap off here. It comes with a nice little tip, and I've got my cleaner tool here. This is a nice little precision tip, so I don't need a lot of glue. So easily enough, I have a lot of these, so I'm just going to cut these, and those are going to be on the bias. A little bit bigger. Just want to fit those in. Okay, should just take a moment or two to get all of these into place. Now, if you have the score lines already on yours, you're going to have to match those up. 3 on that way. Move that out of the way. White on white. I know it's a little tougher for you to see. Okay. One more to go. Okay, we have all of those in place. Now, this is going to fold up. Remember the same fold you had before. I have not put in my score lines, so I'm going to have to wait for this to dry just a little bit, but I just want to show you. I'm just going to pull it through like I did before and and fold those in place. And of course, this is going to go opposite. Just going to fold those down. And now I have my pattern pieces in place. Now the last thing you want to do is add your decorations. I just happen to have a couple of little butterflies. Now this one's going to stick out the edge. And this one, they just had a couple of extra pieces on the edge here. Just want to come off. Okay, I'm just going to add a little glue to it. This is a little 3D one that I had. I'm just going to make those come out the edge. And of course, if you have your image, this is where you'll place it. I had a couple of these little butterflies. I'll just give them a few spots of glue. Having the sayings or a photograph or something else printed and cut for that piece is actually a better idea than what I am doing here, and that's why we created those. So now we have our gorgeous little accordion card. It's going to fold in this way and then this way, and there we have it, our accordion card. So I really hope you enjoyed this and had a lot of fun making it.